Welcome to another episode of 2 Minutes on Tuesday. Great topic today. I'm Sam Miller. Today's topic we're going to talk about is the most common mistakes that home buyers make during the buying and closing process. And here we go. Number one, by far the biggest, is the buyer wants to do the transaction backwards, and they don't know they're backwards. They want to go out and look at houses before they have any idea of what price range they can afford to spend. And it usually is a big disappointment to them, and it costs them a bunch of money. What you should do is you should get pre-approved in advance, figure out what loan program is best for you and your circumstances based on your income, your debt, and your credit. So in Knox County, about half the home buyers that buy each year, they're using a government-style lower down payment loan like an FHA, a VA, a USDA rural development type loan, which are great programs. I love them. We love doing those loans. We need to know in advance before we take you out and put you in contract on a house, though, that that's the kind of loan you're going after. And we need to know, do you have a little bit of cash set back, or are we going to structure the closing costs to be part of the deal? And the reason is, I can sell a buyer a house with no money down and no closing costs, because we can negotiate in some cases the seller to pay the closing costs. But I've got to know that up front. I can't let you fall in love with the house, make an offer on the house, and then later the lender says, hey, we need $3,000 in closing costs, and you've already negotiated your deal with the seller. It's too late. You got to know that up front. More importantly, though, if you buy a house or put a house under contract before you know what loan, you're probably going to have to pay for an appraisal. You're probably going to have to pay for a home inspection up front. And if you find out you don't qualify for that loan, well, you've spent $500, $700, $800 that you're never going to get back. So I'd rather save you that headache by heading that off up front. Here's another big one, big mistake buyers make. Instead of going with a reputable lender and getting pre-approved in advance, they put all their information out on the internet with multiple lenders, and they let 5 or 10 different lenders all compete to see who's going to give you the best deal. Well, the problem is, in most cases, those lenders run your credit to see what you qualify for, and you might have started out with a really nice credit score, and by the time those guys are done with you, your credit score is below even being able to qualify. Now you can't get a loan at all because they beat your score down by running it so many different times. Don't let that happen. Reputable lender, get pre-approved in advance, know what loan program you can qualify for, and if we need to have the seller participate in the closing costs for you to get that loan. Those are important factors. Here's another big one. Don't change jobs. During the home buying process, if your employment changes, chances are you're not going to qualify to buy the home because you're going to need to have a certain amount of time on the new job. Don't do it. Stay where you're at. Even if you're not loving that job and you're planning on changing later, stick with it till you get the house, get it in your name and comfortable, and then think about doing something else later. But if you do it up front in the process, you're done. You're not going to probably get that loan. Another big deal, don't buy a car, don't buy a truck, don't trade a vehicle, don't take on a new lease. Don't do it. Also, don't open a new credit card. Don't charge a bunch of money on your current credit card. Keep your balance amounts where they were when you started the process and got pre-approved. We've got buyers that think, oh, I was pre-approved. I'm good. Now I can spend money on my credit card, take this great vacation before we buy the house. Problem is, they're going to run your credit again right before you close on the house. And if you've had a big increase in your loan balances on your credit card, things like that, you're not going to get the loan. They're probably going to kick the deal out and you're going to get denied. And the problem is you're going to be all excited wanting to move in that house. You're not going to be able to get in. Another one, while you got a house under contract and you're in a process of financing, don't go out and buy furniture and either charge it on your credit card or do 90 days same as cash or some payment plan, because that's going to show up on your credit as well. Nothing's going to help you in a situation like that. Your loan's probably going to get kicked out and denied. Keep those balances right where they're at. Another big mistake people make, I can't figure out why they do it, but they do it. They look at some online home value that the internet says the house they're interested in is worth. And understand, even if you go to the Knox County Auditor's website and you look at the tax appraisal at that house, that tax appraisal in 95% of the cases isn't accurate. It's not. It's not the tax department's fault either. And the reason is, the appraiser that they use to do the value never steps foot inside that house. So even if they nail it on the outside, they're right on. They can't factor in the condition, the upgrades. They don't know any of that information. So they're going to be off quite a bit. I bet you most of the people at the courthouse wouldn't sell their house for what the tax appraisal is. They wouldn't do it. So, and remember, the goal for your tax appraisal, you want it to be lower. And the reason you want it lower is your real estate taxes are based on that appraisal. So if you have a lower appraisal, it actually works in your favor, makes it more affordable because your property taxes are less. So anyway, just food for thought. And I'm Sam Miller. If you have questions, my phone number is 740-397-7800, or feel free to email me, samsells@sammiller.com. And instead of 2 minutes for Tuesday, today should have been 5 minutes for Friday because we're over 5 minutes. Appreciate your time. Hope what I gave you was helpful. Have a great one. Bye.